Here we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Jessie Tarian. I'm an independent demonstrator for the company Stampin' Up. I'm located in sunny Las Vegas, and in my craft room, we do all things Z-fold. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. This is our September Craft Along event. I'm coming to you with three different cards today. Now, if you're unfamiliar with our craft alongs, how it works is I create an event page and I post in the event what materials you might want to gather, and then a separate post with all the dimensions for things to prepare, like your card bases and cut your DSP and things like that. So if you do your homework and you sign up for the event, which is just going, um, you will be ready to craft along with me, hence the name Craft Along. It's pretty smart, right? Okay, let me just give it a minute. Let people start finding me, and then we will get started. Sound off in the comments when you're here. Let me know. And I'm going to show you the cards we're going to be working on. Now you're going to laugh because I said this was a Z fold. A Z fold is simply when you're using a configuration that makes, there we go, the letter Z. So this is our double Z fold, right? Then we have a diagonal Z fold card. And then this one is an accordion card. I don't know why I chose this for our Z folds, but I guess if you really tried, you could make that a Z, right? Yeah, just imagine it's a Z. But I really liked it, and I was like, you know what? It kind of goes with the series. So, that's why it's a zany Z fold and not just your old ordinary Z fold. All right. I says there's one more person on. I just gonna pop over to my Facebook page and announce that I've gone live in the event. Do all the things. Let's see. So how's everybody doing today? What is up? Do you have your things prepped? That's what I need to know. Okay, I'm live in the September craft along event page. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. Sometimes when we start the lives, this stuff is stuff you can fast forward through a little bit. But I'm going to jump into it now. Let's see. Oh, why is it not saying I'm on there now? Oh, there we go. Okay. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Karen. Sorry, I popped over to the Facebook page just to kind of let people know where I was going live from. Normally I just go from the main page. So that's what we're doing. So just to recap, we're doing three cards today. This is the first card, double Z fold, card number 1. This is card number 2, the diagonal Z-fold. And this is card number 3, the accordion card. Okay, so we're going to start. Get your pile for card number 1. Put those to the side, grab my own stuff. Karen, you were so organized. Thank you for sharing. I'm sure that helped a lot of people. I had a cardstock little bag left over, so I stuck my stuff in there. That's about as organized as I am. All right, I'm going to flip down. We're going to get started. Tell everybody hello when they come in. I'll try to monitor the comments, but this is going to be kind of really focused on what we're doing, okay? So here we go down to the mat. Okay, I have to move table. Oh, there we go. Get the glare off. Okay, so you're going to need your cutting mat out first. So go ahead and grab that. And I've got my little cheat sheet here. And we're going to cut the card base together. So I wanted you just to grab a piece of cardstock that matched your DSP. So here's mine in Early Espresso. Oh, I got a funky edge. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut at 5.5. All right, so 5.5 long ways, so 11 inches down, boom. Put this piece to the side. Now I want you to turn it sideways and we're going to score it. And we are going to score it at 5.5, or actually, I'm sorry, 2 3/4 first. Now get that cutting blade out of the way so you don't accidentally cut it. And now 5.5. So 2 3/4 and then 5.5. Now this seems like really big to be a card, but we're going to turn it long ways again. And we are going to cut 1 1/4 inch off long ways. Okay, so now we have the two pieces, the bar and the main base of our card done. And that is why I wanted to do it with you together, because it's less steps when you do it like that. I know, Karen, I have coloring to do too. I was going to have that done prior. I just ran out of time. Hi, Terry. Hi, Pam. Welcome in. You picked this color too? I know, it's so pretty. Very pretty. Okay. So now we're going to fold. And on all of these cards today, you really want to get in there with your bone folder and give it a good varnish down. That's going to help it lay a little bit better. Okay. And there's the Z, right? So now we're going to do the same thing with our strip. But instead of following the Z, we're going to flip it around. Boom. Now that's going to get hooked on the card like that. And that will make the arm for our double Z fold. So the card base is done. Yes, Terry, we're on card 1. And just a little recap. When you cut your base, you're going to take that sheet of cardstock and you're going to cut it. Imagine this is a full piece of cardstock, okay? You're going to want to cut it at 5.5. And put this to the side for something else. Then you're going to want to turn it sideways and you're going to want to score at 2.75 and 5.5. Okay. Then you're going to go long ways and you're going to cut 1.25 inches off. And that will give you the 2 pieces you need to get you to where we're at. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the rest of our pieces. And when I'm coloring, that'll give you guys time to kind of catch up. But we do need to trim down 2 pieces that I told you to prep. So your 2 pieces of DSP, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh no, these, I think I already trimmed them. Yeah. I told you to cut 2 pieces of DSP at 5.5 by 2.5. It was actually supposed to be 4 by 2.5. So you need to just stack your 2 pieces of DSP and trim it down to 4 inches. Okay, I apologize about that. So once you get that done, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to glue the pieces onto our panels. Ooh. Okay, so one goes on the front and one's going to go on the inside. Okay, let me put the card example up here. Okay, so the next step is you're going to take your DSP and put that panel behind here. Now, I believe I had you guys cut 2 of these. But when I was doing my card, you could stamp this any which way you want. Depends on what set that you're using. You could put some pretty DSP on it and then, you know, put a sentiment in there. These are all choices when you're coming up with your card design. But when I was playing with the paper, I decided I was going to do more DSP. So I cut this to 5.25 by 4, just like the white piece I had you cut. Okay, so that's a choice if you want to switch it out. This is definitely could be a really pretty man card. Now, I am going to color my little acorn oak leaves there. So this will give you time if you decide that you want to either A, you need to catch up, or B, you want to cut a piece of DSP, or C, what are you going to put on your little sentiment plaque there? You can stamp that and cut it out and color it now. So many choices. How's everybody doing? Did you have a good week? So I have a question for next month. I was kind of thinking about doing not a Stampin' Blends, not the pens, but like the blending brushes, having our class focus around blending. What do you think? We would need inks, blending brushes. I figure we could focus on um, how to make a mask, how to do a background for cards, and work with an embossing folder. The reason I'm hesitant is what if people don't have blending brushes? But I feel like you can get blending brushes anywhere. We sell them, even the Dollar Tree carries them in most Dollar Trees. So it might be something you just want to pick up. What do you think? And the casino got back to me. The woman I had the meeting with was not the coordinator. She just worked in the office, or she may have worked in the catering part. And we filled out the whole form, but the lady had questions. So she sent me a whole list of information that she wanted so she could really give me a realistic quote. And so I will be working on answering her back tomorrow because it was a lot and getting the ball rolling to see if we can have our retreat in Aliante. I'm excited. I hope it works out. You know what I mean? Does anyone have any questions? Hi, Kathleen. How you doing? Hi, Michelle. Let's see. How much do we cut off the long ways? You cut, hold on, I have a cheat sheet. 1 1/4. So what you're doing is you're making this, you're making this 4 1/4. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, an A2 size card. And the extra turns out to be 1 1/4. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate you helping. And I'm going to try to remember to look up. I wish I really need someone here that could like moderate the moderate, yeah, moderate the chat for me would be great. So it's hard to do it all, you know? Okay. So I'm almost done. Let me get this done so we can move on. And I'm being kind of messy, but I'm okay with it. So we are at the stretch, the home stretch, guys. Next week is officially October. I am so excited. You have no idea. I'm going to flip around my whole setup so it'll look spooky because my the corner of my craft room is my little ghost hunting studio where when the girls and I do videos or like talk about our experiences online or any of that, we can just turn the camera and then it's spooky time, right? So I figure I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I need a spooky craft room vibe for my videos. So that's what I'm doing. Ooh, sorry, phone call came in. They want to give me a loan, guys. I'm not taking it, but I'm just saying that's what it is. I don't know why, but here we are. Okay, so on the back of my card, I'm going to make just a little extra writing room. If you put your white panel in the inside the card, you could write over here to hide it. So you do have options, but I'd like to write, a little bit extra. So I was like, we need a back panel. So I just took a little strip, that DSP, so pretty, carrying it through. And I'm not going to color it or anything, but I just want a little bit of the oak leaves kind of peeking, you know? Now, so I don't make a mess on my space. There we go. Gorgeous. All right. So if you guys came to Vegas and you wanted to, like, what are some things you would look forward to, I guess is what I'm asking, while you're here in craft retreat? Like extra things. Obviously, we're going to be crafting, but I was thinking it would be really cool to get a session of bingo in because I'm always talking about that. And pretty much my mom doesn't do anything if it's not, including bingo, which of course, right? No, we are big fans over here. So I was thinking we could do that. For those that are brave, I was thinking about doing some a little bit of ghost hunting in the casino. I know quite a few of you are fans of that, and I appreciate you following our journey. I know we haven't posted in a while. We're kind of in a rut right now. So what's going on? Alexis went to what you call it? She moved to France, and Jamie and I have plans. We just haven't like been able to move on, get our motivation back, I guess. But, we'll get there. We just miss our little buddy. Okay, so I'm using sentiments in the stamp set. So, Autumn Wishes, blessed to have you in my life. I thought that was really cute. And I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Ooh, wait, before I do that, a little bit of tear and tape. Oh, and drama. I've lost my pick with the coffee on it. Java Cola is MIA. And here's the weirdest part. I had her this morning, okay? I had her. I was using her. And I thought, oh, she got shuffled in with paper or something. I'll find her when I clean up. That girl is gone. I even looked in the trash, like, did she fall off the table? No, I don't know. I don't know what happened to her. I'm really concerned. And she's one of my favorites. I mean, they're all my favorite, but I have to find her. So I brought Tabitha out, my Halloween pick. Yes, I name them all. I'm taking a little bit of this irregular weave trim, that's what they're calling it. And I'm just gonna stick that on there. It reminds me of a loofah. It's very weird to touch, but you know, it looks pretty, so I'll allow it. A little bit of dimensional. Gotta love that. Look at how good that is. It's too good, guys. I know. I know. Okay. So now we have our piece of DSP. I had to cut both of these into glue. Glue it down. Okay, now we're ready to assemble. So let's work with our bar first. You want the long piece like this. So this short piece, you want to put it where you want it. Now, when you design your own double Z-fold card, you could totally make this thicker or thinner and move it in the middle, move it up top. It just depends on what you're doing with your card. For my card, I'm kind of middle bottom. I'm just going to put glue on that first panel. Good little bit. And I'm going to put it right up on the edge of my card. Okay? And try to get it straight. Yeah, that looks good. So try to get it straight. So we're going to let that set for a minute. Now you can see how the card is going to lay. So you're going to close the Z. You're going to close this panel. And now we're going to secure the bar to this top panel. So you only want glue over here, not over here. Okay? Like that. Fold it down. Make sure it's nice and flat. Now, if you have a little bit of a hangover, you can always take your scissors and give it a little snip. But that's what you want. You want it to be able to lay flat in your envelope. Okay? So now the mechanism is in place. It's not too different than what we did yesterday, right? Now we're going to take our focal point and you're going to figure out how you want it to go. I'm going to line up my bottom panel right with my arm so it's centered in the card. So I only really need glue on the bottom quarter of it, like so. Okay, now be very careful because you don't want to get glue where you don't want glue. And mine's a little bit over because I don't want my leaves to hang over. But you can center yours if you have no hangovers, okay? Look at how gorgeous that is, guys. Yes. We're doing stuff right now. This is good. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in those streaked gems, but you use what you have. If you're making this a masculine card, you might want to just leave it like that, a little bit more rustic. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought I misplaced Tabitha. I was going to have a heart attack. I was going to throw a fit like nobody's business. That's a little bit different. So let me see where I want to put my gems. Well, basically the same, just in a different. There you go. Okay. So there is the first card done. Now, I had you cut, and I don't know where mine is, a little square of paper. And that was because I was thinking you were going to put a hidden sentiment panel or a little something right there, like a hidden message. So that's up to you whether you want to do that or not. For this, I felt like I just liked it as it was. You could also put a panel, obviously, it's a little bit smaller than this. You could put a panel under there so when you opened it, another little peekaboo message. It just depends on the design of your card and what you are working with. And there's the back. Okay, so there's our first card done. What do we think? Do we have any questions? Is there anything um, that you want me to go over again? Let me know real quick. And then if not, I'll go ahead and move on to card number 2. Trying to clean up my act as we go along, you know. Very hard for me. So get this out of here. Okay, let's see. Okay, nobody's chit-chatting, so I think we're okay. So I'm going to set these to the side. And pull card number 2. Now this is a really simple, very simple Z-fold, diagonal Z-fold, okay? You could make your card base longer and have this panel come all the way over and then the edge go back. But because we're just learning, I wanted to make it as simple as possible. So that's what we're working with today. I do have some tricks to show you up my sleeve, as usual. And I am missing a piece of DSP. So I'm going to have to cut one real quick. Let me see. Unless it's over here when I cleaned it up. No, those are for something else. No, that's not long enough. What's the other side? Got it. Sometimes that happens, but this is our time to kind of chill and do what you gotta do. I am so squished up against my shelves that I apologize for the weird squeaking. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I had to do it though, guys. I had to. All right, so you should already have this prepped. I'm going to fix my oopsie daisy and we are going to move on. Okay, so this is the 2-inch by 5 1/4 that I had you cut. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to take your card base and I want you to cut, sorry, I want you to cut somewhere here, like the bottom third of the card, up to the top corner, but don't go over the score line into your card bottom is what we're going to call it. So you want to keep your cut line on the left of the score line. All right. Now, you don't have to measure anything. Don't worry. We're going to be fine. We're just going to slice that piece off. And here we go. Now, we're going to take the piece of DSP that you want. I'm going to fold this real quick. To show in your middle back section, okay? So take your piece of DSP that you want to show there. You're going to line up that DSP so that your paper follows the edge perfectly, okay? Like that. So it's straight against the fold. Then we fold it over. I was just checking. Or open it up, if that terminology is better. And you see this here? You're going to want to take a pencil or a pen or whatever you got. And create a line. That's your cut. That's your cut right there, guys. And that is going to make your angle perfect. So now you take your paper and you put that line that you just drew in the cut canal, perfectly in the middle. And you cut that piece off. Okay? Now, center this. So move it down a little bit. And it's going to fit perfectly. And the angle is perfect. No more struggle bus. Isn't that cool? That is the coolest thing. I know last Christmas I made a card like this. It was bigger. And I could not line that up for the life of me. I almost cried on the live. It was that bad. It was so bad. It was so bad. And there's been other ones too where I was fine when I did my example, but when I went to do it online, I don't know why, because I'm doing other things, you know, it did not happen for me. It was very sad. So now, like, I usually try to avoid those, those thingies, you know, those diagonal cuts because it's hard. But now I know the trick, so I don't have to worry about it. Now, you have a choice. I had you cut two of these. You could put the other one on the inside here. I feel it could really use it. See when you open it up? That's a little plain. It would look really cute over here. I chose to put it on the right side of my inside of my card because I wanted it to pop like that. But these are choices when you're designing your card. Also, you could cut an extra piece and do the same technique with this front panel. But I felt like because I was layering it with all the different elements, it really didn't need designer series paper back there, but that's up to you. Okay? Your card, your way. So now that I have showed you all of the things, I want to know, does anyone have any questions? Is there anything that you would like me to explain again, go over? You know, when you're putting your sentiment in, put it towards the middle or line it up to make sure that it's covered before you stamp. Okay? Unless you want to see it in that little peekaboo window. That's a choice too. All about choices. Okay. You're simply the best. I'm going to put my DSP. Okay. I'm going to put this in. I feel like this is the easiest card of all of our little cards today. They're all pretty easy, but you know. All right, I'm pulling in out of my craft stash my double oval punch because I needed a little something to stick my thanks on. I had, oh, it's over here, my scrap that I cut out, and I bet you, here we go. There we go. Waste not, want not. Oh, Lord. Just stuck right on there. Okay, here we go. Beautimus. My stamping has been on point today, I have to say. Some days, not so much. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about it, but you know, you have those days where it's like, oh Lord, really? Come on. All right. So now I'm gonna color my little piece. How is everybody doing? Are you getting it done? Do you have any questions? Just give me a hey Google, hey in here so I know you're all still there. I mean, it says 7 are watching, and I know you're creating your card, but it's so quiet, I don't know what to do with myself. I just don't know. Usually Sherry's chatting because she has a device where she can talk to text while she's doing other stuff or watching. And she's apple picking today, so what are we gonna do? I love pumpkins so much. I mean, I love fall. That's my jam. I love everything, really. I love all the holidays and seasons and stuff, but fall is my jam. It is my spirit animal. We don't know why. I was born in March, but I should have been born in October. You know what I'm saying? And I have so many pumpkins. My mom just bought me a new one. for, she always gets me a gift like every season, every holiday, just because she loves me, all the things. I'm an only child. I'm spoiled. I admit it. It's fine. I'm okay with it. But I appreciate her and her spoiling. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice thing. And it is, I try to spoil her too and give her little treats and stuff. Yesterday, or Thursday when we went out, I tried to pay for Starbucks and she conned me into giving me $10. And I fell for it. And then I was like, wait a minute. Dang it. So she's so funny. Okay. So this one, I'm basically just smushing some color on. Not even being that careful because when you use these markers, they really do all the work. You put a line and then it blends into the paper. You never get that like streaky look. You know what I mean? When you color with regular markers and they're like, Lord, what was I thinking? I'm gonna make this one green. I don't know if it's a squash. Squashes can be green, right? I know they're yellow. What are they? Oh, thank you, Terry. See, this is why you have your besties look out for you. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. I guess I needed to refresh. Wow, you guys really were chatting with me. I am so sorry. Let me, the first, um, okay. I understand. I'm sorry. Am I going too fast? If anyone has any questions, now I'm seeing the chat. Put it in there and I can go over it. But if you just want to watch the replay where you can go back and forth, I get it. I get it. I think that happened last night too because it was so weird. It was like nobody was talking and I was like, "Oh, okay." Some nights are like that, I guess. But I guess I just have to refresh. Okay. There we go. Did I get the whole thing? One more thing. What is this? Wild wheat. Yes. All right. And good enough. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go out, come back in. Oh, no. Let's see. Let's see. Just want the first cut of the second card and angle, please. Okay. Gotcha, Terry. Gotcha, gotcha. So let's do that real quick. I'm going to pull out the cutter again. Here we go. All you have to do, there is no measurement down here. You're just going to pick a spot. Let's pretend like we're starting over. Pick your spot on the bottom third of the card. And you're going to turn your card in, and you want to cut on an angle like that, but you want your cut canal on the left side of that score line. You do not want to cut through that score line because it's going to make this piece angled and weird. Okay, so we got to keep this as a rectangle, and you can kind of see it squares off at the tip here. I'm okay with that. You could get it closer, but I usually never do. So does that help? And I know I had it flipped over because I wanted you to see the full piece, but that should do it. And then to do this, you're going to line it up, line the paper up with the edge, the straight edge. And you're going to fold it over, make your pencil line, and cut on that pencil line. And that's how it will match your angle perfectly. Okay. I'm worried that I'm missing stuff, so I keep going out and coming back in. Thank you, that works. Perfect. Okay. You're better to watch first. And yeah, that makes sense. That's what I do. You know what? I watch like an instructional video, and then I'll go back and I do it step by step, and I stop and I start the video. So you're in good company. You are in good company. Oh, duh. I did that. What am I looking for? Here we go. I'm going to do a little bit more ribbon. I'm into this ribbon, guys. It's my jam. And I'm always proud of myself when I use ribbon because half the time I don't use ribbon. I don't like it. When I do it, it doesn't fit in the envelope without it getting like the bow getting all squunched up and weird and stuff. And so, yeah. Whenever I successfully use a ribbon, I'm like, I did that. I did it. Now, whatever your focal point is, make sure that it's not overlapping over here because it's not going to fit in your envelope. Ooh, I got a little thing. What are you going to do? Ooh, knock it stuff over. Yeah. And I'm going to pop mine up. Oh, Lord. Okay. And I like this to be more towards the middle. So I'm popping up the dimensionals. Hold on, I got that one in the wrong spot. But it's still gonna open, right? Still gonna open like that. And just gonna take a little bit of glue. Gotta hold that for a sec. There's a little piece of stickiness on that DSP. Okay. All right, so the next thing we have to do is our bling. This could also be a masculine card. Um, so if it is, you might want to leave the bling off. It's a choice, you know. 'Tis up to you. I don't know if that's straight or it's my eyes. Maybe a big one. Maybe I want the big one. Over here. No, over here. Right there, right there. Done. Okay, so that is the second card done. If I can move, that spot is driving me nuts and my eyeballs keep looking at it. So I have a color lifter. Oh, is anyone else like that or is it just me? I kept staring at it like, oh, I'll get it later, but once it dries, it's harder to do. Oh, look at that. It erased it. Yes. Telling you. Love these darn pens. Okay, so that's two cards done. Moving on. We are on the home stretch now, my besties. Here we go. Okay. Right now, I'm listening to the Witches of something's Orchard. I don't know. Some book series. It's long. It's like cozy mysteries. And it has ghosts and witches and stuff in it, you know, for spooky season. It's really cute, but the main character has a spirit animal or like a familiar or something. She calls her magical butler, but it's a little fox named Kitsune. Very cute. Very, very cute. Okay, where is the last card? Here we go. Okay, here we go, guys. We are on the home stretch. There you go. Now, first thing we're going to do is I had you cut and score your cardstock, and we're going to kind of fold it like a paper fan. So if you go to the first score line, we're going to go valley fold. You really want to give it a good crush down there with your bone folder. Now we're going to go back, mountain fold, and then valley fold. Sorry if that's really loud. Should probably do it on my mat. Here we are. Okay, so when you get that all folded, this is what we're looking at. The back of the card is the flat panel, and then you have, we're going to say wink wink, it's a long Z, but really it's an M. It's an accordion. Okay, now you're going to take the pieces I had you cut, and I'm going to start from the back layer and work my way forward. So here is the inside of the card, and I made this really simple for writing and things like that. You could also put DSP back there and a little strip for writing, hide it underneath your accordion, right? So you have options when you're designing your card. Whoop! Rolling. There we go. So I just put a little scrap piece of DSP. And we're going to put this in. You could certainly decorate it, stamp it, do with what you would. Now, the next step is going to be the panels I had you cut. Now, you might have used the same piece of DSP. Or you may have different ones. That's up to you. It's whatever your card design is. But I'm using the same piece, and I think my pieces got out of order. Hold on. What I was trying to do was have it line up. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but there we go. See? So it's one continuous pattern, and I'm going to glue them on each of the panels. So that's the next step. The first one. I stuck with the same DSP for all of these. I know I didn't use the sign design stamp set and punch. I was, but when I started playing with it, it didn't really go with this paper as well, so I nixed that idea. Okay. And then the last piece right there. Okay, so now I have my designer series paper on there, and we're going to work on our front piece. So set this to the side, let the glue dry. And we have this 6-inch by 3-inch piece that was scored at 3, which is the middle. We're going to fold that down. And we have 2 white panels. Now, I told you to do 1 white panel and 1 piece of DSP. So that would kind of look like this. This one's a little smaller because it was a scrap piece I had. So let me mat it so it makes sense. Hold on. So it kind of look like this, right? But because I'm using the same paper on every panel, it was too much. And I wanted to put my sentiment on this block. So in your card design, when you're working on it, you may choose to cut another white panel for the other side, like I did. Okay. Either way is correct. It just depends on your design. So the front, uh-oh, come on, there we go. Okay, so let's see. Men like bling. They do like bling, you're right. So the back is not. Hold on. Let me circle back a minute. Are we talking about card 2, Karen, or card 3? Oh, this is so annoying. Well, I'm just going to do both because I don't know. So the back to card 2 is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay, that's like our basic mat when we're working on these A2 size, and that's the same thing for this. 4 inches by 5 1/4. So hopefully that helped. Card 3. Okay, we got it. So here. And if you put designer series paper there or wanted more room to write, it would be the same thing. 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay? Okay. So I'm grabbing a dauber and some, oh dang it, I did it again. The only complaint I had or critique about this card was I did not distress around the back part. And when I did this, I said, well, when I make it online, I'll do that. And I forgot. So if you're going to distress the edges, do your inside too, guys. Lordy be. I even told myself that. Okay, there we go. Okay, quick and easy. Let me get that out of the way. Now, instead of stamping for this one, I am using the words of the season, sentiment, and dies to cut the words. Excuse me. Ow. Good Lord. I left it in there so I wouldn't lose any of the pieces. Hmm. Come on. Okay. Tabitha, a little assistance, please. Thank you very much. Done. Okay. So let me grab my silicone mat. A little bit of glue. Yeah. Autumn. Now I think I want to put the W first. Sometimes I get my W wonky. I don't know why. Okay. And a little dot. No, don't do it on your glass mat. Be better. Yes, Jesse. Here we go. Sometimes you have to have these talks with yourself. Earlier today, I was having a whole conversation with Kirby, and he just doesn't answer back. You know what I'm saying? My husband was like, "Who are you talking to?" And I was like, "My friend." Oh, Lord. Get it where you want it. Boy, that's a really fiddly bit, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Autumn wishes. Oh my God, I put it on the S. Why didn't anyone tell me? No, you know what? We're not getting a dot. That's it. We're dotless. I've got it stuck to me. I've got glue. I'll clean it up a little bit. Okay, better. All right, so now put this panel one half. Get this out of the way so I don't put my arm in it because you all knew that was coming. There we go. Right, Cheryl? It is good. Okay, good. So I'm not crazy. It's just the way it is, right? I can't help it. I cannot help it. I just am a chatty Cathy. That's what I do. All right. We are on the home stretch now. So incredibly grateful for all my blessings, especially you. That is so cute. And I'm going to put that center middle up, you know. There we go. And I let fussy cut a little fox out because so cute. And I'm going to glue that on to my other panel. Okay. I had to find my card. I was like, Houston, we may have a problem. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to put glue on the edge, just one edge, the back edge, like that. And then center it in your card. Fold it over. You know, if you use liquid glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room. Make sure it's straight and all that jazz. You know what I mean? Now you're going to open that up and you're going to put glue over here. And you could use tear and tape or whatever you got for this. And I'm going to let that set for a minute because it's got a, if it doesn't set and you try to open it, it's just going to disconnect and you're going to get glue everywhere, and we all know how that goes. Okay. Let's just check in to see if anybody needed me. Okay. So there we go. I'll have to rub all the excess glue that I got everywhere. Look at that. Oh, don't try to do this when your hands have ink on them, friends, because that's what happens. We won't talk about it. Nobody will know. All right, let's put some bling. Now for this one, I'm grabbing the Cajun Craze and Gold Dots. They have little gold flecks in them, very pretty. Goes with this well. Over here. Now you could totally do so much with this. It's so cute. Let's see, what do I want? One with the fox and one up in the corner. And I had started going fox crazy. I cut out some more and I was going to put a peekaboo fox here. It just became like, I think a little bit too much. So I chose not to. But all right, guys, there we have it. 3 cards done. I'm not going to hold them all out, but now I know that we've done these before, but sometimes it's nice to have a little refresh and all the new besties to learn something new. All right, there we go. Which is your favorite? 1, 2, or 3? I can't decide. They're all pretty. They are all pretty good. Let me go back. Oh yeah, that was a good point, Karen. I should use the dot. Well, I got one on. Oh no, this is the other one. I'll go back and do that. Thank you. That was a great idea. Thank you, bestie. All right, let me flip up. If it'll let me. It's not letting me. Oh, Lordy. Come on. Here we go. Okay, we're back. All right, guys, there we go. 3 cards done. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I'm sorry I went kind of fast. But I want to see when you get these done. So please, you can post them to my main page. You can post them to the event. Just post them. If you're joining me from YouTube, welcome. I'm so happy to have you do all the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, and head over to my Facebook page, which will be linked in the description section for the measurements and pictures of the cards. All right. Have a great weekend, guys.